the discovery of chronicles, various people visited West Africa, and in many cases they were handed copies of these documents. That's certainly how Major Felix Dubois wrote his book, and that's certainly how Lady Lugard wrote hers. But in recent years, there's been talk of the Timbuctoo Manuscripts. Many people, including some of our best black scholars, were under the impression that the Timbuktu heritage was destroyed by the Arabs in 1591 and 1594. Chancellor Williams thought that was the case, Ivan van Sertima thought that was the case, Sheikh Anta Diop thought that was the case. We now know that that position is wrong. 700,000 manuscripts have survived in Timbuktu, and there are scholars who put the figure as high as 5 million. Now, what's in those manuscripts? A lot of them are religious documents, and a lot of them are concerned with traditions to do with the Prophet, traditions to do with law, particularly Sharia. Other documents is diplomatic correspondences between one king writing to another king. But some of the documents are scientific documents. There is a black South African professor, Rodney Thie Medupe, who has studied 37 of the astronomical manuscripts in Timbuktu. And he wrote a documentary called The Ancient Astronomers of Timbuktu, based on those 37 documents. And you have essentially Timbuktu scholars writing about how you tell the time at night using the 28 lunar mansions to do so. Documents that calculate the position of stars, calculate the positions of planets, documents that have the rotations of the planets. And controversially, documents that show that at least some Timbuktu scholars were aware that the sun was the center of the solar system and the planets orbited the sun. The TV personality Michael Palin did a TV documentary called Sahara, and he spoke to the Imam of Timbuktu, who showed him one of the old scientific manuscripts that clearly has the sun at the center of the universe and the planets orbiting the sun. And these manuscripts go back to the 15th century. And Michael Palin suggested this shows that the mathematicians of Timbuktu knew more than the counterparts in Europe and beat the Europeans to it, your Galileo and Copernicus and so on, by 150 to 200 years.